Anyway, sorry about that. My camera turned off. It reached the 29-minute limit. 29-minute 50-second limit, I should say. Anyway, like I was saying, that crossing right there, had a very soft mechanical bell, but anyway, if you look right in here, I don't know how well I'll be able to show it, but if you look right over here, this is where the Euclid Yard was. And Euclid Yard really wasn't much of a yard. It wasn't really a yard as much of a yard as it was a siding. It used to be an industry that split off into like 2 or 3 tracks, and the train went and worked in there before continuing west. Now this next signal right here is definitely one of my favorites, and I will show you why. And again, the signals have had their gates removed. Now, as you can see on the bottom here, and they had a couple of mass signals here too. And but I'll show you. See, they had the 8 3/8 inch lights right here. Can't get this thing to work right. Yeah, there we go. So you had your typical lights there, but what was very interesting about this crossing is that it had the rare GRS LEXC plastic flashers, which are actually a lot more common in Michigan and points north. And I don't know how well you can see that, but it's a very strange setup. It almost looks like it's got lipstick on or something. It's really weird. That was a very, very bad design. The lights faded out if you got too close, like 3M traffic lights, and were very, very breakable. They were plastic, very cheap material. They were very cool looking lights, but they were very, very cheap. And if you look, the lights on this side here as well as the other have been opened, so you can kind of take a look somewhat and see what's inside. You can see, I'm not sure if there's still a light bulb in there or not, but for many years to this day, that signal has actually had that light open, and I do not know why. And one thing that's actually interesting here is that this crossing right here has the gate mechanism in the down position. And so that's pretty interesting in itself. Now, continuing on west once again, we'll go to Greenwich Road. Now, I almost got hit by a car at 35 miles an hour here because I wasn't paying attention. Luckily, I didn't. But anyway, there used to be a replacement signal. They had a 12 by 20 inch SafeTran light set up right there. No, this crossing never had bells. That's where the old signal was removed. But this signal, as far as being in shape is concerned, is comparably as bad as the one at First Colonial. The visors are still intact, but as you can see, the crossbuck is missing. And actually, what's really interesting is one of the lights has one of the crossing lights says Western Colon FS on it, which is back when Federal Signal Industries had their Western Colon division. So anyway, that's all there is to that, and we'll continue on here, and what I actually found interesting was, I believe, used to be a place where the trains worked here too, because as you can see, the crossing is blocked off, but there is in fact, look at that, a siding. And I think they used to work a power plant or something down there. Let me switch it to Google Earth. Yep, see? And it looks like the tracks dead-ended right before that road there. Yep, right there. So we'll continue on west here. I'm getting close to the end of the tour here. Just bear with me for a little while here. Come on. This thing takes a little while to load, even though it has an Intel i7 processor. You know, actually, let's just go ahead and switch it to the map. It's easier that way. Now, this is over by, this is at a railroad crossing called Freight Lane. Appropriately enough. If I can get it to work. Let me refresh it. Okay. Okay. Not a heck of a whole lot to look at here. Two gateless, elderly looking Safe Train 80 style single mast cantilevers. Mechanical bell on one signal. Got the 12 by 28 or 12 by 20 inch lights on the top, and then the 8 3/8 inch lights on the bottom. Not a heck of a whole lot to see, but a fairly interesting crossing. Now, if you look over there, there is another railroad crossing that's skewed. Now, I'll get to that crossing in just a minute. There's an overview of Freight Lane, and if you look when you're going down this road, you can see the other signals right there, which I always thought was cool. And anyway, here, just bear with me a second. Alright. This crossing, well, hold on. Shit. Just a minute. Hang on. This crossing basically is the same as Freight Lane, but with one major exception. And that exception was that they originally had gates. But it's basically the same setup. But anyway, I was actually, and if you look right up there, that's where the tie light rail starts, but I'll get to that in just a minute. And there's the other signal right there. I was fortunate enough coming back from Richmond once to get stopped by a single engine here. It was a Hi-Hood GP38-2. No cars on it. Just the one engine. And that's the end of Virginia Beach there, because as soon as you cross over just a little ways onto Newtown Road, that is Norfolk, and where the tie light rail starts. And there used to be a cantilever there too, but of course they're both gone. That was when the tie light rail was under construction. And it splits the two tracks there. But there are a couple more places I did want to show you. And, hold on. Well, wait, that's not what I wanted to show you. Alright, so Curlew Drive. There's actually a street view if you continue down this road. Hold on just a minute. This is what it looked like back when the Virginia Beach line was in operation. As you can see, rusted track, nothing there. But in 2011, this turned into that. Quite a bit of a change. Went from a 10-mile-an-hour freight line to a 55-mile-an-hour light rail. But anyway, so I'll show you the last two spots, or the next two spots. Now this is at what I'm going to show you here is Corporate Boulevard, and in fact, actually, I think there might be. Wait. This is what that crossing looks like now, but there used to be, believe it or not, 2 crossbuck signals, no lights there. And this is Corporate Boulevard. Now this is a pretty interesting crossing. Those cantilevers are not Safe Trans. Those are MI cantilevers. MI meaning modern industries. And I was fortunate enough to catch a train there once or twice. But I always thought that was a real interesting crossing. And then I just want to show you this. Tracks go over the Elizabeth River, and hold on, refresh it one more time. This is Ingleside Road at the junction with Mississippi Avenue. Now this is what it looks like now. But back when it was the Virginia Beach line, it looked like that. As you can see, completely overgrown. Can't see anything hardly. But it was the 8 and 3/8 inch lights. That's hard to say. But anyway, that was all there was to it. And there was a signal right there. It was one of, I believe, only 2 or 3 signals, trackside signals on the Virginia Beach line. But as you can see, it's just completely overgrown. And I mean, a train could get through there, but it'd be very, very hard. So again, here's the transformation. And then looking from the other way, let's see that again. And from the other way. Okay. And then from this side of the crossing, looking dead on, it went from that to that. So, a lot of changes. And there's a Norfolk cop car right there too. And I believe that's it. Let me just check and see if Ballantine has a pre-tied. Look at the tracks. As you can see here, they actually kept one of the cantilevers and just added the LED lights to it. Got rid of the other cantilever, and the remaining 4 signals are mast signals. So, anyway, that concludes the tour of the Virginia Beach line on Google Maps. I want to thank Google Maps for letting that be possible and let me use their shots. And I thank you for watching. Have a nice day, everybody. Out.